was both terrifying and amazing in the same light.
Defensive
And
tackles
then,
aren't supposed to have abs.
yeah, bro, that was wild. And then also, Antonio Gates, his family was robbed. Well, I think he was at the game, and his kids were actually in the house. So, man, prayers for him. Hope he gets his shit back. I don't know what's going on with LA packing out NFL players right now, but
And Rihanna.
I guess this is why the NFL, left for 20 years, because it seems like players keep getting robbed. It's like the fourth or fifth player this year.
That we know of.
I guess maybe the Rams and Chargers need to do more gang outreach because nobody's robbing Lakers players. I mean, Chris Paul got robbed, but
Chris Paul may have said something
makes up
smart.
makes up for all the calls he be reaching on and crying about.
The calls
flopping.
that he steals for flopping.
Yeah, pretty much exactly. There you go. You said what I said, much more concise and better.
Plot twist.
And Native Tongues member Calvin Benjamin signed with the Chiefs.
Native Tongues member.
Yeah, man, that was a Queen Latifah pun. Only the real hip hop heads will get it. But yeah, pretty much.
This man brought up a Queen Latifah reference on this podcast and made it work. On this broadcast and made it work.
Calvin Latifah, whatever you want to call him, Calvin Benjamin, signed with the Chiefs.
Cleo.
Which is actually pretty weird considering they haven't really had a big physical receiver like that since Dwayne Cole went to Cleveland, grabbed a bag, and production completely fell off. And even besides all that, it's like they really have a lot of speed receivers. So Calvin Benjamin going there is actually kind of interesting. And it might actually work, or he'll just be buried on the depth chart. We'll never see him again.
Well, what Michael said, we were talking off air, they're probably just going to make him a tight end. Because I think Harris, their backup tight end, is going to be a free agent. And he's played
I was
well
going
enough to
to
where he's
say,
going to get
they
paid.
don't even need a tight end. Harris is nice. He was balling out on the Raiders. But then again, I could literally line up at tight end and run circles around Tahir Whitehead and whatever fifth-round pick the Raiders line up at linebacker.
Ouch, because they have mad fifth-round picks at linebacker who fail.
And then, yeah, the last thing I'll end my segment on is, well, besides giving shots to Russell Wilson for again having a great season, and Aaron Donald also being in the MVP race and being on pace to essentially break the sack record. Besides all that, what I really want to know from you...
Oh, and he didn't play, like the first 4 games?
Yeah. But yeah, what I want to know is, could the Cardinals beat Alabama? Honestly.
Yeah. Patrick Peterson shutting everything down. It hurts that Kirsten Kirk is on IR, but Fitzgerald will school Alabama corner. And Cleveland's not a bad football team, so they're just young and experienced.
I don't know if the Raiders could beat Clemson. I don't think they want that D-line smoke.
I don't think they want that D-line smoke either.
They
don't want linebacker or safety smoke. It would help because it's a true freshman quarterback, Trevor Lawrence. Some of those receivers are kind of nice. Etney is a great running back. It might actually be a close game. But
all right, man. So I'll give my rant, and then I'll just hang up, and then you can just close off the show.
All right, cool.
Yeah, man. So once again, shout out to the Good News radio station for being our home, giving us a platform, a way for me to call in Shout out to FPC Radio for our replay spot. Shout out to the whole FPC Raiders family. Really dipped into my Raiders bag this week. Called out the media for essentially, and I hate saying the media. I just hate that term. Like I don't know. I need to think of a better term. But yeah, shouted out mainstream media for essentially calling John Gruden and being stands and John Gruden basically being a large cog in the funnel and wheel that is the media, as well as essentially writing one of my favorite players, one of my Raider idols and greats, one of the best people I've ever seen put on the silver and black. I essentially wrote his obituary, so you can actually catch that on FPC Raiders. Yes, I'm referring to Trading in the Car. So stay tuned for that. Another shameless plug. Also did the Raiders signing Kareem Hunt because it's just not a good PR move right now. And lastly, you'll find out what the actual future of the Raiders is. So definitely stay tuned for my little series this week. Went into my content bag. And last but certainly not least, shout out to the X Squad affiliates, man. Shout out to Mo. We got to get on the show, man. I know I've been sleeping on that, lagging on that, so I got to coordinate that, get that set up coming soon. Outside of that, episode 101, the wrap. I'm glad that we were able to do this, and for me to still be safe and not have to drive in that fucked up ass rain that literally almost killed me in my car. So yeah. Stay tuned. Oh, wait, before I get to, shit, I almost left off the whole most important shit of my whole entire rant. A thing I didn't get to last week, man. Honestly, credit scores are the most bullshit shit of all time. And I know Kenny likes to boast about his credit score, but really, when you really think about it, credit scores are really fucking stupid because, like, you really give the people with the worst credit the highest rates. So, like, you'll qualify them. You'll make them pay $30,000 for $20,000, but the person who can actually afford the $20,000, you only charge them $20,000. Like, yeah, I get it. There's risk assessed to that, and I get that's what a credit score is. But like, there's so much more to people, and like, fuck your credit score. That's all I gotta say, man. Fuck your credit score, and fuck your favorite podcast. And yeah, man, I know all the cloud chasers are going to be listening to the X album this week, but I'll listen to it just to support him. But outside of that, man, I've also been listening to my man Ski Mask album, giving him support because more than just the industry bullshit that is the X album with them putting him on collaborations with all these big names that he never even worked with, a la Kanye West. Yeah, man, Ski is actually the living X. He's actually the legacy of X and Juice WRLD, and a lot of people are as well. So it's like, it's kind of weird where it's like you got to listen to other people's albums to actually get that authentic, true sense of X when you can't even listen to his album that's coming out because it's really just some industry bullshit. But yeah, and one last thing. Man, I got a lot of shit this week, huh? I know I'm going to have to tune in as soon as I hang up just because I want to hear Kenny's reactions to this last bit of my rant that I'm going to say. Daytona was not the best hip-hop album of the year. Kamikaze was better. FM was better. A lot of shit was better. Don't look me in the face and tell me that a 7-track album that was an EP and probably should have been a mixtape was the album of the year from the hip-hop genre. There was so much dope shit. And granted, not as much dope shit as last year, but still, a lot of really great shit. And honestly, I don't even like Kids See Ghosts, but I would put that album over Daytona and Nasir over that album. Not only do they have way more replay value, not only are they sonically better, but yeah, they didn't get famous off of one diss track. So yeah, man, that's it. Touchdowns and tangents. I'm out.
What the fuck is Pete talking about? No, I'm just playing. To address some things he was talking about, especially going into last week. This broadcast, and we said it, we kind of said one of our taglines last week, we've forgotten more about sports and journalism and a lot of shit than some of these so-called media people who are clout chasing, cats who are supposed to be journalists, trying to get agents and shit, trying to get TV deals, but then telling classrooms of prospective journalism students, oh, you're my competition. I think that's really, first off, you pussy for that. Like, these are kids who are in school, some of whom pick journalism because they think it's a noble cause. Other people who do it because they have a passion for writing. They're good at writing. Me personally, I need journalism worth shit. I've always been a great writer, and I've known it. But I sought it out as a noble profession because I believed that when you give people the truth, it's almost better than any weapon. And there's no real weapon you can forge against the truth, last time I checked. So, personally last week, yeah, I was drunk towards the end and in the middle, some of the beginning. But everything I said when I was drunk, I meant that shit. Aside from the fact that in my individual case, there are a lot of people who I know I'm better than. Straight up. Just, like, individually, I'm fucking better than you in, like, every way possible. But people, and this is what I don't like about, like, there were terms when I was younger, like social climbing, that used to exist, that are just, they're so far out of the way into just people are now just kissing ass, clout chasing, doing whatever they got to do to get on, doing whatever they got to do to make somebody look bad. They think, oh, just because you tell the truth, like, you're a piece of shit, you're a scumbag. And also a thing that I've noticed, we shoot bail to people who we like, even if they're dead ass wrong. But somebody who you may not like, who probably never did nothing to you, but is speaking the truth, you will crucify them. And I think that shit's gross and disgusting. And I've always been the kind of person where it's like, I'm not really popular, but I'm well known and respected. And honestly, I hated a lot of the popular kids I went to school with. And I played football. So I was known outside of the classroom, but I was also known because I played football and my story and everything. And I can tell you, a lot of people who were popular that I knew in high school are fucking losers now. You might as well die tomorrow because you've literally wasted your whole life. Like, your best days are behind you. I'm not going to say who or go into details, but with this broadcast and what we do and how far we've come, I look at it as, when I die, I can look back and say, what did I give to people when I was here? What space did I provide? And it's interesting because this kid from Seaside, little freshman, he was like scrambling and worried. He's like, he hit me up on Twitter. He only has like 2 followers. He doesn't have a profile picture up. Shout out to him. He's making his way in this world. He's trying. And he reached out to me, and that took guts. Like, and I was shocked. I was like, wait, you reached out to me? But hey, he found me somehow. Reached out to me, asked me a bunch of questions regarding journalism and what he should look for and what he should do. And I kind of relayed what I said to him. I said, I pretty much broke it down to, like, fuck you, Pete. This podcast is like a lost cause. Yeah, like your hairline never getting better. I'm kidding. Love you, Pete. But nah. What I told the kid was, I was like, look, you got to understand the business of media and understand that journalism is just a piece of it.